Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Empty Chest Games here, and today I will be teaching you how to make the Death Swap challenge in Minecraft Bedrock. My way, at least. I don't. But for a quick test, as you can see, I do have the command blocks all set up here to do their job. And essentially, these two foxes will be our test subjects. One is named Wolf, and the other is named Chest, representing both me and Chronicle Wolf. But essentially what will happen is, upon pressing this button, the announcer will tick down once it's time to actually swap, and then they'll swap places. This one was Wolf, and this one was Chest, but now they have switched places. Alright, the first thing that you want to do for this tutorial is you want to get yourself some command blocks, and how you do that, you just do a /get command to yourself, and command block. And then once you do that, you should have command blocks in your hotbar. Then you want to place about 5 command blocks like this, and set these ones over here to chain and always active. It's probably always a good idea to do these first. Hang on. Oh, it did it again, that's all. I don't know why, but whatever. But now essentially what you want to do is you want to decide what you're going to swap, if it's between 2 players or if you're just testing between 2 mobs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get 2 foxes set up, like once again, like before, and oh my god. So now as I was saying, I'm going to go ahead and get my foxes set up. And we are going to... You want to give them specific names. It doesn't matter what you give them. So essentially I'm going to summon a fox A. And then... And this one will do fox B. There we go. And now you want to choose a specific mob to summon, because we're going to /execute. What essentially what execute does, it allows you to execute commands at a specific position, or what you set it to be at. So we're going to execute this command where the A fox is at. And then squiggly, squiggly, squiggly. And then and then after that you choose your command. So we're going to summon a villager, or it doesn't have to be a villager, it can be any mob. However, I would not recommend that you summon an ender dragon or a wither, as it'll get pretty hectic pretty quick. At the end of the video, I'll show you what happens if you choose to summon an ender dragon or a wither. But we're going to choose a villager for this. And then you want to give it a name, C. I'll give it C. And then, there we go. And then you'll need to grab a button and just test to make sure that this is working. If it's working, a villager named C should have summoned where the A fox is at. The next thing you want to do is you want to do another execute. Essentially 3 of these are execute ones except for the last one, which will kill the villager, or whichever mob that you chose. Execute. So essentially all we're going to do is Eddie name equals B. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to teleport player A to player B. And essentially the C villager is going to save the location of player A for a temporary amount of time so that the swap can actually go on. So then squiggly, squiggly, squiggly at E, oh no, TP at E name equals A. Then if this works, you should see that the B fox, or no, the A fox went over to where the B fox is at. Let me see if I, so /TP ID name equals A. There we go. So now upon this working, we should teleport A over to B. And oh, there we go. That's the mistake that we made. We should have it teleport A, yeah. But essentially this could work, but the squiggly kind of makes it a little bit more easier to stay on track with what you're doing. So now you want to do kind of a also so that we don't get. Also, we're gonna add E name equals C, and then all the villagers that were named C are dead. And so now with the location of player B saved, we can now execute at A name equals C, squiggly squiggly squiggly, TP at E name equals B, squiggly squiggly squiggly. And so now upon pressing this, and we teleport the A fox over here, we shall now see that they'll switch positions, except now we have one more issue. This is A and over here was B. And so if we press this again, there should be, they switch positions again. This one has the C. But now we're stuck with these C villagers that I left out in the open. And there's actually a really easy fix for this. All you need to do is just type in here /kill Eddie name equals C. And then upon doing this, all the villagers should die. And then the game will lag a little bit, I guess. And then now we have our A and our B fox over here. And then upon doing so, the positions should be switched. A, B. Let's do it one more time to make sure. A, B. So A is in the first one, B is in the second one. So when we go to the first one, it should be B. That's there. And that is exactly the case. Won't use this command block for a little bit, but now we're going to move on to the next part of this contraption, which is the timer. This one is really, it's kind of self-explanatory. So essentially all you want to do is have this set of command blocks over here on their own. And then we're also going to have a button here, but all of these are essentially going to be, this is, there's multiple ways you could do this. One way you can do this is with a /title, what I did in the video. Title at all. You can choose between a title, a subtitle, which is really supposed to have a title with it, but I wouldn't do that, and an action bar. I use the action bar in the video. So upon doing that, then all you have to do is just say your message, which is 5 seconds. And we test this. On action bar, it says 5 seconds left. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like with a title. Essentially what a title does is it'll just display it on the screen, sort of like this. Whichever one that you choose to use is up to personal preference. But now we're going to have this row of command blocks over here to continue down. So this was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then swapping. And then we also want this one over here as well, before I forget. And now what we want to do is essentially you want to copy everything that you did to these other ones. So essentially, it's going to take a little bit of time, but also, by the way, you do not have to do 5 seconds. You can do 10, not 10, 5, 3 if you wanted to, whichever one you choose. Also, beforehand, before I mention, you should probably turn these to chains with always active. Now, whenever you push the button, you're probably going to realize that you've run into kind of a mess. It immediately says swapping. And you're probably wondering why it does that. The reason is because we didn't set any delay and ticks for any of these command blocks and how you want to fix, and we want it to go by each second. So a second in ticks is 20 ticks. So you want to set every command block except this one and this one to 20 ticks. There we go. So now if we do it now, we'll get a proper countdown. And just like that, we got our timer ready for the most part. Also, if you want to do the 5 minutes, you can set essentially 5 minutes in ticks is 6,000 ticks. Then you can set this to always active and repeat. But now we're not done just yet. As you can notice, this timer doesn't actually activate this over here. So how are we going to do that? Well, it's actually quite simple. What you want to do is you want to get this location over here with using the coordinates negative 115, 490. And so slash set block, which will at negative 115, 490 to a red stone block. And then upon doing that, I'm going to set this back to needs redstone, no tick delay, and there we go. So upon doing this, pressing it, we will get our timer, and then the swap happens. But now we've run into another problem as well. If we try to do it again, nothing happens. And it's because this redstone block stays put. So what this command block here is for is to reset it back to air. So we just set block at negative 115, 490 to air. And so upon doing it, 4, 3, 2, 1, it works. And then now we're practically done. Just make sure that you've kind of made this. You can make it out in the open if you want, or you can hide it in the ground as well in your world. But all you need to do left is this, repeat, and then 6,000 ticks. There we go. It'll go off once like this, but essentially once it does do that, it'll be good. Oh, and one more thing before I forget. We need to set a ticking area as well, so that it can essentially just go on infinitely. Well, these command blocks activate infinitely. Add negative 116, 490. Then this. Then you just come over here and type in these chords, or you can just do the squiggly lines as well. Name. Just name it whatever you want. I'm gonna name it Death Swap. However, there we go. Now we have our ticking area. So now this will activate after a few seconds. And there you go. We have our yourselves a Death Swap machine, which you can play with your friends on Bedrock or Java Edition. I'm pretty sure that this setup will work on Java Edition. But either way, let's go ahead and go into the fun part of this video. Why you probably shouldn't use the Ender Dragon or the Wither to do this. So essentially, we're gonna set this back over to just like this, then add our button. Then we're gonna change this from the Villager to the Wither. We'll do the Ender Dragon first. And then upon doing this, it'll work just fine, but the problem is whenever the Ender Dragon comes in, it doesn't really die from this command over here. Oh, well, it didn't die because, you know, It died from a very simple reason. It's still set to oh wait. I think it might be simply because the Ender Dragon cannot be But I'm gonna kill at E equals Ender Dragon. Before you know, he kind of wreaks havoc on my set up over here. And so now these foxes are free to roam around. And now let's do the wither instead. And so if you do the wither instead, the swap occurred. I think it might be because it's on peaceful difficulty. But obviously whenever you're playing Death Swap, you're probably not going to be playing on peaceful difficulty because you want the advantage of mobs and all that. But either way, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And upon it spawning in, not only will it do the teleport, but it will also explode upon being killed. Yeah. Well, there you go. That's how you make it. Also, by the way, for this to work, you'll need to change it to player names as well. So essentially, for example, I'll just switch this to Chronicle Wolf, and then me. Alright, and I think that's everything for it. And so now I will show that this does work, as a matter of fact, using the commands. As you can see here, guys, I have Chronicle Wolf with me right now. Don't be shy, say hi.
Hey, hi.
Well, so we're
I was just busy watching YouTube, waiting for video ideas to pop in my head.
As soon as I press this button, we should teleport.
Oh, instead of the actual thing popping BLR.
As you can see, we have swapped positions.
Yep. I like the new way of doing it. It's like in front of your face instead of on your hotbar.
Yeah, because I noticed that because it's kind of hard to see, so I decided kind of just to do this way instead. 1 second, swapping. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up this tutorial video. This is going to be my first tutorial video, and there will be many more on the way whenever we do more projects.
Yes, that is a big yes.
Yep. So anyway,
see you guys later, I guess.
Yep. See you guys later.